Good morning, everybody. This is pre-market outlook discussion, the final day of this March first week, and of course, this is also going to give the signal based on today's movement, which means what the high and low of today's one, which is going to dictate the trend for the next week. See, historically, the behavior what telling for us means the March month generally for the recent year, if you take back, and with the behavior which has the history and records, that is bullish for the month of March, particularly after second or third week, we can expect this bullishness. Until then, the ongoing non-clarity oriented, non-direction oriented trends will be dominating on the Indian markets with a intention. That means the intention should be only about attracting the selling, whether it is near the resistance point or breakdown basis one. Anyhow, the selling will be dominated, which means one can focus on building shorts, reducing longs, and only for those who are high risk appetite traders can focus long build-ups, that too only around the support points. So that is what the strategy the Nifty will be having based on our behavioral analysis. So based on today's movement, if the Nifty holds 24,700, there will be some breathtaking for the bears, and because of that hold above 24,700 as our very core primary behavior shift zone, that would be helping, provided it closes about 24,700 only, we are telling the suggestion for the remaining part, that will be helping Nifty to acquire some meaningful buying volume to test 25,000 as its immediate target points. But considering the current weakness on the trend of Indian markets, amid ongoing uncertainties because of the geopolitical tensions between Israel, US, and Iran, because of this escalated, heightened tensions are surrounded, particularly with Western Asian side, the things are not seen to settle down immediately. It may take another 1 week also to get any clarity or to get a softening of or cooling of the current ongoing war kind of actions. Once it happens, only we can see some breathtaking kind of geopolitical tensions, and in advance to that it is happening, market will be observing every nook and corner of the actions going on the geopolitical side, and will be reacting hugely if it is positive developments between these economies, between these regions. And for that high level of advanced reaction, we can expect where only we can see the clarity will be attempted to get, and once it got the clarity means where you can get the signal through the way of Nifty holding 24,700 without hitting back or retesting below point of 24,700. If it is crossing 25,449, you can consider that the bull trend will be resuming because of the attempt it has taken as predicted now. Until it is happening, every rise will be expected to attract the selling only, not for buying. We will be assisting you through the way of a needed alerts for the Nifty by focusing and observing the developments in the matter of geopolitical concerns we are facing now. So based on that alerts and advices given on the daily pre-market outlook report or discussions in the meetings, which can be utilized for your trading decisions you are going to do. So today's one, we can see based on the yesterday's moment, the bounces, what and all the Nifty, Sensex, Bank Nifty, other indexes, stocks had witnessed means really that were not a strengthy one or a clarity based one, because it could not sustain without a follow through buying that was absent in yesterday's moment. More than that, the selling also getting resumed when the resistance point are nearing, even it is getting near to the point of resistance, it is attracting the selling. So that is another signal we can get. The strength is inclined with short side or selling side when compared to the buying activity it has shown yesterday. So we have termed it as a fragile bounces, a brief bounce, like we can get a sense about yesterday's moment. Based on that, today's with a gap down opening again, even though a mixed trends for the global markets, we can see Indian markets are getting a chance for another gap down open, which may be leading the Nifty to retest 25,500 or below to the point while in the opening itself, and sustaining below 25,500 in any 1 hour time frame, during the day. That will be a chance for retesting. That means getting a signal for retesting 24,300 points. In case if it is holding the 24,500 without giving back in any larger time frame like 1 hour, there you can get the confirmation about the bouncing activity like yesterday probably happening towards 24,700, even beyond to that. But the volume, follow through buying volume should be monitored and analyzed. Anyhow, if you want to get the confirmation for a building of the long positions, you can take this action until 24,500 as a Nifty level holds by any 1 hour. So as long as it is holding, you can think of building the longs for the target of 24,700, at least 200 to 300 points. You can get the positive way of approaches if you build on the long side. Conversely, in case if it is closing below the 24,500 and expected 24,300, when it may happen means it is enough to get the confirmation in the 15 minutes itself. A 15-minute close below 24,500 along with an additional confirmation you can have, like a selling attraction when it is nearing to the 24,700 zone. That too. That means if it is attempting to move towards 24,700, but it could not touch even, and trying to, that means getting rejected and coming back means even a 50 point of rejection itself a confirmation for you and all to take a trading decision on building the short side. Those will be the real beneficiary if you are keenly and closely monitoring the Nifty with these observation what we have provided now. So additional confirmation about nearing to the 24,700. If the Nifty is struggling to move beyond to that point, means additional confirmation you can get. But major confirmation, if it is trading below the point of 24,500 for 1 hour, means that is the major confirmation one can get. By these two confirmations, you can build the short positions for the target of 24,300 for the day. Even for the positional kind of activities, you can keep holding the short positions or the put options if you bought, or sell that means selling of the call option if you want to continue for the positional target of 23,500. Where we have mentioned in the report also, from the position perspective, a consecutive close below 25,449, 24,700, which is not happened as one day happened, but consecutive 2 days not happened till for the 24,700 below on daily close. If it happens, 23,500 as a level can be tested by the Nifty. This is only for positional, not for the day. So these are all the important discussions about Nifty's movement based on the behavior and the levels, strategies one can follow for taking an informed trading decisions. And sectors like, of course, a sensitive, current scenario sensitive sector is, everybody knew that, oil and gas along with the energy. Both these sectors will be anyhow dominate the market's movement today. And the short covering based buying also will be there. Like for the Nifty, the buying, if any comes, of course, it will be a fragile one in line with the war kind of activities and the escalated tensions among the regions. You should focus on the stocks and sectors in line with that first to get higher benefit. And under the energy sector, you should actually divide it to two kind of actions. Those who are all highly producing the crude oil will be getting a moderate level of benefits, even though selling activity is there on the energy side. The stocks like ONGC, Reliance Industries, IOC, and are focusing on crude oil production basis, this price hike will be helping them. And on the oil marketing companies like BPCL, HPCL, including IOC, where you can see the heat of selling because of the higher refinery margin will hit the company's cost of purchase. That will dent the profit margin for the current ongoing quarter, which will be reflected on the balance sheet for the current quarter, and will be released the data where one can realize what real impact because of this crude oil price hikes and all happened, whether that will be manageable or not. Based on the announcement of this particular ongoing quarter results, one can get. So this thing highly expected to impact the OMCs. After that, defense, because of the conditions which are all not favorable for any border related or any domestic related economies in terms of safety and a relationship between the neighbor countries, which is of course required to be highly alert, whether it is procuring the defense sector or defense equipments, or keep focusing on the conditions. For that, some kind of technological support along with some equipments are required. For that, the purchase will be there. So anyhow, the focus now will be on the defense sector oriented. So in which the country who are all actually having this kind of tensions near to the area, like India, even though diplomatic way we are actually maintaining, the defense sector will be in attraction because of this higher level of purchase and technological oriented upgradation projects. There, the companies like Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Electronics Limited, including few others like shipbuilders and all, will be getting a chance to attract the buying because of the high demand for these companies, projects, and services. So that can be focused even for the upcoming days till the war kind of action settles. Banking and finance as a heavy-weighted one, of course, it will be getting dragged based on the short selling opportunity if really the confirmation given by the Nifty side. IT, anyhow, the IT will be attracting the selling. We are having a stance about IT is one with a gradual, steady downward bias. The IT sector would be expected to face for the near future, at least for the next 3 months. Until the AI disruption happened, which got settled one, every rise, even a 1% as recorded by the IT index in the previous weeks, a 1% bounce given the result of 5% downside. So that is what the fate of IT index now. Don't forget, be lighter on the IT index stocks. If you are having profits, it is better to book most of the portion of your IT stocks holding. And if you want to enter, this is not the right place to enter, even though for the long term, we have strongly pitched on it. We have analyzed and also given the point of 30,000 once the IT index from the Nifty IT index value once closed below to that point based on 2 consecutive closes, the confirmation for the next 15 to 16% of downside correction can be expected. So that's it from sectoral analysis we can discuss now. And from the stock side, the stocks like Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, SB Cards and Payments, Amber Enterprises, Tata Elxsi, Gordon Reed Shipbuilders, Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders, Baumol Lorry and Company, which are all their leading stocks with an opportunity of both sides, particularly on the long side, most of the stocks are having to enjoy by the day traders if you are focusing this one amongst many available today. Keeping stop loss will be very essential to protect your capital because of the heightened volatility as well as the non-directional trend nowadays experiencing on the markets. So that's it from today's pre-market discussions we can have. The most important things and all will be discussed in tomorrow's weekly market outlook discussion with a review and a preview along with the economic, geopolitical, and stock market oriented discussions, which will be happened with an usual time of 11:30 on Saturday. You can participate and get sense about how to approach the market, what are the strategies to be followed, what are the important things to be known before approaching the market, along with the sectors, stocks, what are the things one can focus before the market opens for the next week. Until then, we wish everyone to have a successful and opportunistic trading day today in coming days. Also, don't forget the positional perspective based projections forecast we have done, and even today's report also having the information about that, and discussions also done based on that. One can follow and get benefit over that. Thank you for your participation. We'll meet again in the pre-market discussion on Monday. Bye-bye.